Listen, this is the other big name that I think is going to be kind of most linked to the Dodgers. He's already getting linked a whole bunch right now. Willy Adames, man.
Yep.
Like, I'll set us up here. Should the Dodgers be in on Willy Adames? That's kind of the root of this whole top 25 list or top 15 list. Number 6 on this list is Willy Adames. He's actually 8 on the MLB.com list. But talking the news side of this today, the Dodgers made a proposal that, at the same time, I think the Mets have also extended an offer, according to MLB Insider. Admittedly, I don't know this dude, but he seems to have some teeth in the game. But Mike Rodriguez says the Mets have reportedly offered a 7-year, $160 million deal. That's about a $23 million AAV, and that would also require him to move to third base. His camp says he wants to be a shortstop. Let me stay as a shortstop. Also, probably give me more money. Other, pundits, insiders have kind of projected more of a 7 and 180, maybe even north of 200K. I don't think he gets to 200K, but Willy Adames, there's a lot of fit. There's a lot of kind of helping future-proof the team as well, because he can play some short, maybe slide over to third in the post Max Muncy era. You go ahead and let me know your thoughts here on Willy Adames.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first free agent that I think will really, the Dodgers will really be in on. I think the Dodgers will be in on everybody. They'll have conversations, they'll kick tires, but I think this is somebody that they'll actually submit a real competitive offer for. And he's a power bat. He's an above average glove. He's going to hit you 30 home runs. He'll play good defense, like I just said. I like him at short. I do. But my hesitation's always been, I don't know if they sign both Teo and Adames, and if it's between the two, give me Teoscar, just because of the fit, just because what you're getting in a Teoscar Hernandez, and we don't really know how Willy Adames is going to fit in that clubhouse, although I'm sure he's a nice guy. He's a nice boy, and he'll get along just fine with the gentleman there in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They signed Willie. He's been linked to the Dodgers for years and years and years. They tried to trade for him. They didn't work. The Brewers not that make the postseason, whatever. I do think this is somewhere where he could land, because I don't really know where else he goes. The Mets want him to play third base. The Giants could be in on him as well, but they have a shortstop in Tyler Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
The Braves have Orlando Arcia, so they don't really need a shortstop. There's not a lot of teams, because we just went through 2 years worth of a lot of shortstops being signed. The Orioles have Gunnar Henderson for another year. He could be on the market next year. Do the Dodgers wait till next year for that? I don't know. A lot of teams that are looking to compete have already locked up their shortstops. So I don't really know what his market's going to look like. So, yeah, maybe he signs a slightly lower deal, something closer to what Dansby signed. I think it was 7 for 177 or something like that.
That's a really good comp, yeah.
Maybe he gets something like that. If it's like that, yeah, give it to me all day. Phrasing. But with all the shortstops locked up, I don't really know who else is gonna pay for this guy besides the Dodgers. Maybe the Yankees, but I don't think I think they got their sights on bigger fish right now. So
I mean, there's not a whole lot of bigger fish outside of Juan Soto, but
that's a huge fish.
Yeah, absolutely. But they want infield help. They also are down, at the moment. Oh yeah, here's my cheers to Right Field Pavilion. Fresh bottle. Thank you very much, Right Field Pavilion again. Ooh. Oh, and Kevin Uhas. But Adames, Mets, there's definitely some fitment there. I really do. I keep talking myself more into it because, listen, if we're talking about money when it comes to Willy Adames and the Dodgers are going to have some money available again next year. You're getting out from under the Chris Taylor contract. Max Muncy only has I think he's only signed through next year as well. You don't know what his future is going to look like. You only have a couple more years of Freddie Freeman to look beyond just 2025 and even 2026. The idea of bringing in somebody like Willy Adames, and admittedly, he's imperfect. I've seen some of the chat here saying, he strikes out a lot, absolutely, and to add another dude with a lot of Ks in the lineup, it could be frustrating. That is just modern baseball. That's how the game works these days. Everybody strikes out. He sells out for power. That's how he became a 30 home run bat. Coming to LA, He's going to play the game the right way. He's got a BFF in Mookie Betts, so that I think also helps him out a whole lot. I'm pretty sure he was somebody who was drafted or signed by Andrew Friedman as well, so he does have some connective tissue to the Dodgers. But the biggest thing, having somebody that can play you some shortstop, can also slide over, play you some third base down the road if needed. If one of the Dodgers, shortstop prospects pans out, or like you were mentioning, if they find more money, they happen upon more money, and Gunnar Henderson becomes a Dodger or something. And again, this is just spitballing. This is going crazy. This is Dodgers signing everybody. Again, I'm going to go with it. Future proofs the Dodgers in that they are going to lose some of these guys down the road. And this is, kind of some of the conversation as well that we had in Discord in recent days about Willy Adames, is that when he's right, he's a very good shortstop. He's got an arm. He's got a plus bat. The on base can be a little bit, miss at times because his on base is very, weighted in his batting average. He did draw a career high 74 walks last year, but I think coming to the Dodgers, playing with Mookie, playing for something, not to say that the Brewers haven't been playing for something. I can see it happening, and I could still, flash forward, I could also still see them landing and re-signing Teoscar Hernandez as well. Both of those guys coming to LA, and you kind of again future-proof your outfield a little bit, future-proof your infield a lot more. Sarah Morris talking about Muncy gets hurt. They have that ability to have Willy Adames and it not be Miggy Rowe, where you don't know if he's going to fall apart. Tommy Edman, you don't know if he's going to get traded. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't know about him as a like full-time guy, but Willy Adames is the best fit out there when it comes to position players. By far the best fit that would be available to the Dodgers. And again, the connection's already been there. The Dodgers are reportedly, in conversations in some way, shape, or form. And if the Mets offer is anything we could look at, 7 and 160 to play third, I think they could go more. I think the Dodgers can afford $25 million a year for a shortstop. That is how I feel about it. But if he doesn't come here, he probably will end up being a New York Met. Mets be signing up everybody.
Uncle Stevie's getting everybody.
He said, "Make it rain, mofo." BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football to NBA to college basketball, NHL, UFC, MMA, it's all there. BetOnline. Head to the website today. Get in on the action with America's most trusted platform for online wagering. Of course, this is if you're able to bet in your area. Bet online. The game starts here. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It could be the Mets, could be the Dodgers. I don't see him going back to Milwaukee. That's kind of where I'm at with Willy Adames. But it's gonna be interesting to watch that whole thing kind of continue to play out, because very good ball player, and how long he's been linked to the Dodgers. Maybe maybe it's time. Maybe it's time he comes to LA.
Yeah. And I forgot he was a Friedman guy. He was drafted by the Rays when Friedman was there. So he's been there for a while. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just, is the money going to be there? I just hope it doesn't preclude them from re-signing Teoscar. But that's just me. But what do I know? Well, as long as I'm not trying to trade Tommy Edman.
Plus that middle infield of Mookie and Willy Adames. That's fun.
It'd be nice.
That'd be really fun.
That's more athleticism in their pinky finger than like most people have on the entire face of the planet.
Yeah. Good. I would say a mostly good point here from None220, saying Adames is overrated in his opinion, which is fair. He's the market. It's not robust in shortstops or infielders this year. But pointing out, the Dodgers didn't want to pay Corey Seager, didn't want to pay Trey Turner, and now would be paying him $180 million. Adames $180 million. And there's a difference between $180 million and like $350 million, though. I think that's a big difference.
especially when you're considering that $180 million is really like a $390 million contract, or yeah, when you consider, or $370 million contract when you consider the taxes that are going to be because they're past that third apron or partition or whatever it's called in the CBT. Every contract they give out, that's going to be hit with 110% tax. So it's going to be expensive, but the one thing they have going for them is, Seager was kind of his own thing. He's so, like, he is unique. His bat will play no matter how old he gets. And when Trey Turner was out on the market, there were a ton of shortstops. So it just became a bidding war for shortstops. This year, they're all locked up. There's only like a handful of teams, and there's really only one team that's going to, shell out money for it, and it's the Dodgers. So I don't know. I could see him making a little less than we think.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, 25, it's still less than the incredibly great deal that Freddie Freeman is on, which is 27.5. $25 million a year for a shortstop that could down the road be your third baseman as well. It's a good position.